Yo. Hope you guys are having a good day. Tina reminded me the other day I needed to replace our flag. Somebody made a comment in the comment section. Beulah May, by the way. Somebody left a comment in the comment section saying that, quote, I am a racist. Now, I don't know what racist means, because in this day and age, when you call somebody a racist, it really don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It just doesn't have any value to that statement. I guess calling someone that, you would need proof that they're a racist. Now, people that are not from the South don't understand what this is. They don't understand the meaning of this. They have no idea. All they know, these are the same people that don't understand this meaning to this flag are the same ones that say, racist. They just don't understand. And that's okay. People have been dumb for a long, long, long time. And it's okay to be dumb, I guess. You're allowed to be dumb. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. That one, this one. Being dumb happens, though, in America, unfortunately. There are a lot of dumb people in this country. Genuinely just stupid. Just stupid. So, that person called me out on a video about illegal aliens. Apparently, having pride in your country makes you racist. Calling out the invasion of America makes you racist. As I stand in front of a house owned by illegals that has been a ghost town since they disappeared in the middle of the night. And when I tell you the thing I tell you about this neighborhood, I'm putting my life in danger. Because when I say these places are controlled by certain entities, I'm putting my life at risk to bring you the truth. But people don't care. And for all of you who's going to criticize me, I understand. I'm not rolling this up the flag code. That's okay too. But Beulah May, that's what we call her. Of course, this was an African American gentleman. I mean, I doubt he's ever been to Africa or can even speak the language, but there's a black guy in America who called me a racist, and he got 3 thumbs up. So calling out the illegal invasion of America makes you a racist. Why would that make you a racist? Because America has been invaded by, the last count was 172 countries have invaded America. 172 have invaded our nation. So does that make me a racist or a statist? Or even better, I dare say it makes me a populist. Because I want to protect my country. Because guess what? Donald Trump ain't getting the job done. And I listened to a very good explanation yesterday from Charlie Kirk, and I'll try to get the information on it. And I can't even recall a lot of the information in it right now. But it was talking about all these people got to do is just claim asylum. They just yell asylum, and that grants them the ability to stay and get judicial process, which they should not be allowed to get. A tax-paid lawyer. And see, this is the problem with Trump's picks, and I knew Trump's pick was going to be a problem when he picked this person. when he put Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court, that was a grave error. She voted with the Democrats to say that Texas could not protect the American border because the federal government sued Texas. Texas was putting up barbed wire fence and concertina wire on the border to keep the illegal invasions out. Well, the federal government sued them, went to court, and the federal government won because of Amy Coney Barrett's vote. Now, this is probably Amy Coney Barrett. She's a white woman, red-headed white woman, very pale, but she has 2 adopted children, and her children are from other nations. That would be a clue that she would be for the invasion. But nobody puts 2 and 2 together, especially Donald Trump, bless his heart. So that's a problem. It's a big problem. I wish I had one of them stands so I can just sit this thing down anywhere. Because I need to get this recorded, what I'm doing here. I don't think it's going to record it. Let me try again harder. My son-in-law brought this over here, or brought his truck. He bought a new to him F-250 with a 7.3 diesel. Awesome truck. Got a power stroke on it, and it had this bed cover on it. And I told him, I said, you need to leave it on there, but he's a young kid. That doesn't look cool, man. So he's left it here. I helped him take it off because he didn't know how to take it off. Now it's in my way because I have to work around it now. But Amy Coney Barrett voted that Texas could not protect their border. That's a problem. She's also voted, and I've already lost my train of thought, on other ways to hurt the Donald Trump administration when it comes to delivering justice. Looks like she was the lone dissent vote on the Republican side for the latest deportations of these illegal aliens. She's trouble. And Trump should go to her and ask her to remove herself. And if she doesn't, he should use the bully pulpit for public sentiment to run her out. Now, you can say, oh, that's criminal. Well, that's not quite what Chuck Schumer thinks. Because Chuck Schumer said, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, you're going to reap the whirlwind. We need to fight. We need to go chase these people down. The Supreme Court justice should be scared in their homes. And that prompted left-wing wackos to go to the justice's house. One of them was caught with a duffel bag with zip ties, duct tape, a rope, and a couple of other kidnapping items and a murderous weapon. Chuck Schumer authorized that one. But Amy Coney Barrett is the problem. She's a big problem. And whoever said that these people that come here illegally deserve constitutional rights is a fool. They should not have, because once they have constitutional rights, guess what? Then we have to pay for their attorney to fight the federal government to kick them out. But this black guy, he's the one made it about race, not me. I'm a racist because I call out the invasion of America. Well, I guess he hasn't been watching. Because you see, I watch everything. You guys know me, I'm very well informed. I've been watching the City Hall meetings, the monthly meetings at City Hall in Chicago, where my black brothers and sisters stood up and said, we ain't taking it no more. Brandon Johnson, we're going to take you down. Because they realize that the illegals are taking their jobs. The illegals took all their benefits. The illegals are at all the food kitchens. The illegals are standing in line for days at the food kitchens waiting to take all the food. The parks have been taken. Their youth sports leagues have been taken over by illegal aliens. They give them the sports leagues, the parks, and the centers to put homeless shelters up. So now all the black kids don't have any places to play sports. The schools went from 20 kids per classroom to one teacher to now 40 children per classroom with one teacher and 20 kids that don't even know how to speak English to start with. Now, I told you that about my experience. That my son's school, It's 3 American children in the classroom and the rest are illegals. I mean, we have been flooded in Hickory, North Carolina. And the teachers have to stop class. They have to bring in another teacher that teaches the 97% illegal aliens in each classroom how to speak English first. So that means my child isn't been taught anything because they got to keep the other children caught up. But it's racist to say that. You know the race in America that's hurt the most by illegal alien invasion? Guess what race is hurt the most? Black folks are hurt the most. Because the illegal aliens take the jobs that black folks can't afford to work. Now, everybody says, and I'm going to blow their argument out of the water, and Miss Crockett, the race hood rat up from Texas in Congress, one that called Greg Abbott Hot Wheels because he's in a wheelchair. She said Mexicans do the work that black folks and white folks won't do. Somebody's got to pick the cotton. This come out of her mouth. Mexicans pick the cotton. Miss Crockett doesn't understand that cotton picking is not a thing anymore. It's done by machinery. But she don't know that. So, you wise folks in the audience, who do you think picked the cotton? Who do you think picked all the groceries before the Mexicans showed up? Who picked all of our food before the illegal aliens showed up? Who did that? Did you guess? Not only black folks, but white folks did. American folks did. Americans picked the crops. You know why? Because back then, they were paid a wage to do it. They could afford to pick the fruits and vegetables. That's what people don't understand. They can't afford to do that same job now. Because the prices, anytime you introduce millions of low-wage workers into the environment, it drops the price per hour people get paid. So illegals came in, and the rich people on the Democrat side, because it's the Democrats doing it now, not the Republicans, they did it all for cheap labor. So they could lower their wages. And it worked. You see, Americans will do that job if you pay them a living wage. I'd love to work on a farm. That'd be a dream job, to work on a farm, run all the nice machinery. That'd be a great job. But see, American people can't afford to do that because we don't get subsidized by the government. So it's black folks, primarily, that are affected more harshly by the illegal alien invasion than any other race. It's black Americans that are suffering the most. But this race hustler in the comment section calls me a racist because I'm fighting for his people. And I don't consider them his people. They're my people. My black brothers and sisters are my brothers and sisters. They're Americans. They're Americans. Oh, because I hung a flag out, you think that they're not? You think that means that I don't want them to be Americans? That's a very foolish statement. And I'll expound on why. If you're not from the South, you don't know what that flag means. It's about rebellion to an oppressive government that has overstepped its bounds. And this government in America has overstepped its bounds greatly. Greatly. I'm not going to go into the history of the Confederate flag. That's not the actual Confederate flag. It's the flag of people that don't know better. But the history of that flag is Southerners fighting for the right to survive in their country. Southerners fighting to survive. When the North come down here, they pillaged and raped. Ooh, there's a YouTube GoPro attachment. They raped, pillaged, and plundered the South. They raped men, women, and children. They burned down our farms. They did the most vile things you can think of. They starved them in the prisons. They did horrible things. People that had surrendered, they tortured and killed. Until you research what the North did to the South, you have no idea. I'm actually shocked that Tim Pool tells the truth about how corrupt Lincoln was and how he outlawed he actually stopped the Constitution. He forbid habeas corpus. He said, nope, we're not going to follow that right now. I'm going to control it. Lincoln was one of the biggest communists there was known to man. Lincoln was responsible for the death of more Americans than even the drug cartels. Yeah, you don't know that either, do you? Well, he was. He was. So anybody wants to call me a racist, well, you're ignorant. I've had many black best friends when I was growing up. My daughter, Blake, dates a mixed kid. She's been with him since high school. I don't treat him no way. Now, there are times he's like, oh, I think your daddy, I don't think your daddy likes me. And there's times I don't like him because he's black or mixed. By the way, his black daddy didn't stick around because most black daddies don't. That's a fact. You can call me racist if you want to. But I don't judge you by your skin. I judge you by the content of your character. If you're a piece of garbage, then you're a piece of garbage. I don't care what color. I don't care what kind of clothes you wear. You're a piece of garbage. Now, you folks in the audience, you don't have to like me. But the problem with your argument is it's false. It's a lie. And when people say these words like racist, and homophobic, and all these other slurs against people like me, for one thing, homophobic means it's a fear of homosexuals. I don't fear it. It's not a homosexual on earth that I fear. I mean, that's stupid to even say that. I mean, I've been to gay weddings before. Have you, Mr. Black Man? My Bible says it's wrong. So homosexuality, you're going to burn in hell. There'll be you can't even be an effeminate man and go to heaven. Sorry, the Bible outlaws it. Sorry. But these people saying these words, calling me these nasty names, they don't have a moral compass. So the word has been so overused, it literally means nothing now. It's like the race hustler. I can't remember what state it was. It may have been in Ohio. It could have been in Illinois the other week. Black woman. She claims there was a noose. She found a noose on her desk. Well, she reported it, and they had protests and people out there standing with their fist held high, fight the power, Black Lives Matter, all this garbage. And the cops come and they said, well, we're going to take DNA. We'll find DNA on that noose. You remember the noose from the black race car driver? He found a noose. No, he didn't. He found a door pull for a garage door. There's Juicy Smollett, the other race hustler. Did you know he got out of jail and they exonerated him and canceled all the charges? You didn't know that, did you? He got away with it. Well, this woman, everybody in her office, white folks, in the city she's in, a very left-wing, communist, Democrat city, everybody took the DNA test except her. She refused to. Not only refused to, she said, let's just cancel this investigation. I'm just over it. It's okay. I'll just learn to love. I'll forgive and forget. They said, no, you won't. No, you won't. So they investigated. They got a search warrant for her DNA. And guess what? The black woman was guilty. They found her DNA all over that noose. I was watching Don Shipley, Bud's 131, I think it's called. He exposes fake Navy SEALs. And there's a black man on there. A black man on there claimed to be a Navy SEAL. And this black man wrote this big old book about how he was the first black Navy SEAL, which he wasn't the first black Navy SEAL, nor was he even a Navy SEAL. And he wrote this long book about how all the platoon leaders and how his commanders and everybody he worked with in his squad of Navy SEALs are all racist, and they called him Shadow, and there's a Mexican in the group, in the SEAL team, and they called him Wetback. And he made up all these stories about how he was always the hero, how he was mad at his drill sergeant who was racist, called him Negro this and Negro that, the other word, the hard R. Called him all these racist names, so he was mad at the guy for calling him racist names, so he jerked off in his sergeant's sock. Who would think jerking off in a dirty sock is the appropriate response for somebody supposedly doing something? I know, very strange. But anyway, Don Shipley exposed him and showed that he's a liar, showed he was never a Navy SEAL, showed he never did anything. He made up this race hustle just to sell his book. The whole book is just garbage about racism that isn't there. There's so less racism in America that black folks got to make it up. You see, I don't know the age of this black gentleman that called me a racist, and gentleman, I use that very loosely. I don't know his name. He looks to be close to maybe 30. I just barely glimpsed at his picture on his page. I remember America before Barack Obama. We didn't look at race. We didn't care. We were all brothers and sisters. We all loved each other. We wasn't fussing and fighting. Race had nothing to do with anything. We all loved each other. Race did not play a factor in our lives at all. None. Nobody cared. We were Americans, and that's all that mattered. So when you call me a racist, it means absolutely nothing. And for the dumb sheep that want to thumbs up beside of it, you're an idiot. You're a fool. Forgive me, Lord, for calling me an idiot. Not allowed to call people idiots. You're a fool. You don't even know the meaning of the word. You don't even know the meaning of the word. That word has zero meaning to you because you don't know. You've listened to the media gin up this race war, which is prompted by the CIA because the CIA is in control of the media. I mean, it's not a leap. Operation Mockingbird. The CIA literally runs CNN. The CNN is run by the CIA. But it's just stupidity. It is so ignorant. It's so stupid. The Charlie Kirk show I was talking about says how it's going to be impossible to get these people out. But Donald Trump is just failing. He's failing. I mean, he's doing all he can. I heard today, and I had my feelings about it. I was a firm supporter of Kash Patel, FBI director. For all these years, he said, I'm going to shut down the FBI. I'm going to close it down. I'm going to shut the doors. Well, he just appointed a man to the Washington Bureau as chief of the Washington Bureau. And this guy was a rabid January 6th prosecutor. He went after January 6th people, calling them terrorists. I mean, he was over the moon, hated these people, vilified them. And here he is in a job. Blaze News just reported on this morning. This guy that was completely corrupt, who's a left-wing wacko in the FBI, got appointed the job at the Washington Bureau of the FBI. Laura Loomer came out and exposed 4 of them last week to Donald Trump, went and had a meeting with Donald Trump, said, hey, these guys are undercover Democrat plants in your administration. Fire them. She showed Trump the proof and he fired them. I told you what has to be done. They should have locked the doors on day one. They should have made a line. They should have got 100 people, 100 men, cops, whoever they are, however they're licensed to give lie detector tests. Confiscate their computers or have somebody do a deep download on the computers. Lie detector test and ask them where their loyalty lies. See if they're part of the left-wing machine. If they are, fire them. Because Donald Trump can fire anybody. He doesn't need a reason to fire anybody. Now, these judges are coming out saying, no, well, yeah, he does, but that's already been overturned by another federal judge. But you just can't. Do you support Donald Trump? A blue hair with fluid gender. Oh, yes, I love Donald Trump. Well, they'll sit there for 4 years and do everything they can to take him down, like they did in the first administration. It's just like they're like, well, how are we going to incentivize these illegal aliens to get out? Well, I told you how to do it. You tell them, self-deport. We'll let you keep the proceeds of your properties. Whatever you purchased in America, we'll let you have the proceeds if you self-deport now. Well, if they don't self-deport within 3 months, confiscate their goods, confiscate their homes, confiscate their properties. Well, that's an old Ford Taurus. Wow, I ain't seen one of them in years. Confiscate all their properties, auction it off, and put that in the tax. Put that in the money to deport these people. Make it pay for itself. People don't understand. Everything they do that they can be getting paid for instead of using tax dollars. Confiscate, just like that property right there. That house and that property and the other one he owns down the road. Tell him you got 3 months to deport you and your family, every one of them, even your kids who should not be American citizens just because you plopped them out here. Tell them you leave 3 months. If you ain't gone in 3 months, we're gonna come. We're gonna take you. We're gonna arrest you and your family. Then we're gonna deport you, and we're gonna auction off your property, and we're gonna keep the proceeds to fund whatever it takes to get you out of here. I mean, it's just simple stuff, guys. It ain't rocket science. But Donald Trump, he's got advisors that are telling him, oh, we need to be gentle because the media is going to be mean to us. The media is going to be corrupt no matter what you do. He could walk on water tomorrow and the media will report, Donald Trump cannot swim. I mean, that's what they'll say. And anybody hating Donald Trump, you are a fool. That man has done more in 100 days than any president. He's done more to expose the left-wing wacko agenda. You know he defunded Planned Parenthood? Federal government's no longer contributing to Planned Parenthood. Did you know that? Well, no, you won't admit that one. Here's another one. Elon Musk came out yesterday and said, we now have the proof that all these NGOs that are getting billions of dollars are turning around and writing checks right back to the Democrats that passed the bill. So they have connected the loop on the extortion. They have connected the loop on money laundering. They have proven it. But guess what Pam Bondi's not going to do? Pam Bondi and Kash Patel is not going to prosecute anybody. Sorry, Pam Bondi's a lost cause. She needs to be gone. She should be, because listen, that Epstein debacle where they all got old information on a booklet, she should have been fired right then and there. Because guess what? You still ain't heard about the Epstein drama. You ain't heard nothing. Because you're not going to hear it. And it ain't because Donald Trump is trying to hide it. It's they're trying to hide it. The people when the field office said, when they were told, turn over everything, the Jeffrey Epstein files, turn over everything you have, and they refused to, they all should have been put into jail for obstruction. That's what you do. If you don't do what law enforcement orders you to do, and a court orders you to do, that's obstruction of justice. Every single person that was obstructing should have been locked up and arrested. Period. But there's that dual system of justice. You're not afforded that. I'm not afforded that. Us lowly taxpayers don't get the benefits of working for the deep state. We don't get the benefits that the government does when they do us dirty. Nope. We're stuck. Screw you. Go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So here we are, stuck. And there's nobody going to do a dang thing about it. So until Donald Trump gets rid of her, he should have kept Matt Gaetz. What he needs to do, fire Pam Bondi. Let Congress go on a recess, because I think they're due a recess, maybe a spring recess. He can make a recess appointment, put Matt Gaetz in there, and let Matt Gaetz go hog wild. Because, listen, they went after him too. They tried to prosecute him for messing with children, which he did not do. They tried to blackmail him. They got a girl to go after him and claim she was of age and all this stuff, and she was being paid by left-wing donors. It's just like the recent case against Russell Brand. Oh, 20 years ago I was raped. I just now decided to come out and expose it because Russell Brand's a devout Christian now, so he needs to be held accountable. Supposedly 4 women he abused. Well, when you speak out about the rape gangs, the Islamic rape gangs from Pakistan that are inside the UK, they don't like you talking about that. The UK media don't like you telling the truth that makes them look bad. So they're going to try to take Russell Brand down, and it's always the same. Why don't you guys see the same connections every time? They hit Donald Trump with the rape allegations, found him guilty even though he didn't do anything. Found him guilty for sexual abuse. Found him liable because it's a civil court. Why didn't they prosecute it in a criminal court? Oh, I don't know. Because he didn't do it? They did him the same way, Russell Brand the same way, Matt Gaetz the same way with rape allegations. They always do them with rape allegations because that's the worst thing you can do besides the children allegations. It's criminal. It's absolutely disgustingly criminal. It's the same playbook. It's an old playbook. I mean, the FBI, they're well known for planting child porn. You know, CP, cheese pizza. FBI is well known for putting cheese pizza on computers. Happens all the time. I mean, I've shown you how much my computers hacked, jacked, and whacked. They ain't no telling what they could do and what would want to do. Only by the grace of God, they ain't, well, I don't know. I ain't even looked at my computer. I don't even turn it on. It just sits there for weeks and months at a time because I don't care. I'm not barely allowed to operate this phone that I'm using now. Anyway, 2 tiers of justice. 2 tiers of justice for me, the American man. Oh, man. I guess you guys don't want to hear me sing a solo. Anyway, I'm a racist, apparently. Racist. Keep using that word. Call everybody a racist that you possibly can. Keep saying it over and over and over again. Keep yell it loud from the mountaintops. Keep screaming it, because every time you accuse somebody of being that way, you have diminished the power of that word. It's like when black folks say, man, I can call my brother a nigga. See, didn't say it. I can call my brother that. I can call you that. I can call you that because I'm a black man. I'm allowed to say it. I'm allowed to say it. It takes the power of the word away. We've empowered ourselves. I think that's a disgusting word to call each other. That's a disgusting word to call each other. It's horrendous. But to me, it's just a word. Feelings don't control what a word means. Now, I'm not going to go into the old redneck drinking old Milwaukee beer tell, man, I'm a black fan and white fans and a Negro's this, and Negro, white people can be Negroes and black. I'm not going to do that. That's been heard, said, and done. I'm just going to tell you, judge a man on the content of a character, not the words out of his mouth, not the color of his skin. A man's always going to show you who and what he is. You're always going to see it. A man can't hide it. Now, you can call me obnoxious. You can say I'm mean. You can call me all kinds of them names, but pick one that fits. The R word doesn't do anything for me or to me. It doesn't bother me, especially if it comes from a weak black man that doesn't know the difference between illegal alien and the other black brothers and sisters that are fighting for their lives in Chicago, in Baltimore, and all these other cities ran by Democrats for 50 years. Oh, it's a racist system. Haven't blacks run your system for the last 50 years? Yeah, but the system itself is corrupt. It's the system. The system's set up to hate black folks. Well, black folks are running the system. Yeah, but it was set up before the black folks got there, and they can't change it. Why'd he set it up so much that it's such a tight system that black folks couldn't change it if they wanted to? They've been trying and they can't get it changed. No. Black folks don't want to see another black folk get higher. That's true. That's kind of the way the word Uncle Tom came around. That term Uncle Tom came around because black folks can't stand to see another black man rise up. You look at the people that attacked Dr. Ben Carson. Oh, he's an Uncle Tom. He just kissing Donald Trump's shoes. That's why. Dr. Ben Carson, one of the greatest brain surgeons of all time in history. One of the greatest brain surgeons in history. General Wesley Clark, black man. He's an Uncle Tom. He loves Donald Trump more than he loves his country. There's no such thing as reverse racism. It's just racism. Reverse racism is just racism. That's it. God bless. I got a Klan rally to go to.